Listen, following football costs enough money already, so don't let your mobile bill mug you off. Rocket Mobile gives you unlimited everything for £16 a month. No nonsense. Powered by Vodafone and Free, plus exclusive content and prizes when you switch on over. Scan the QR code or click the link and put that cash back into football.
Marty from AFTV. I'm here with Ella after Arsenal losing 2-1 to Aston Villa at Villa Park. Ella, what a disappointing performance.
No, you're not going to get me to say what I know you want me to say. Like, yes, guys, I did have a minor meltdown on the stream. If you watched the watch along, you would see I had a minor meltdown because it was incredibly frustrating. And it was the same way that I reacted after we conceded in the last minute to Sunderland, because whenever Arsenal concede a last minute goal, it hurts. It really hurts. So yes, it's very frustrating. But since full time, I've had a little bit of time. I've thought about the result, and ultimately, it's disappointing, but it's one that we need to take on the chest. And I think it's very difficult to be upset and annoyed when we're still top of the league. And of course, we've had some really difficult fixtures over the last couple of weeks, and you're not going to win all of them. A draw against Chelsea, you could talk about the 10 men. I think a good point. Like when you look at it on the fixture list, a good point. The draw against Sunderland, slightly more disappointing because it felt like we were in control and then we conceded in the last minute. But, you know, objectively, we are finding away games against top opposition difficult this season. I don't think that's surprising that it's difficult when you go to some of the best away grounds. You know, I think our home form has made up for a lot of that, and I think it will continue to for the majority of the season. But I'm not saying we can afford to drop points now, but we're still top of the league, and all the other teams are still chasing us. And we've got a couple of fixtures now where I hope we regain a bit of momentum, and I think we will. So it's not a point where I'm worried or concerned or that I'm going to have a major meltdown. It's an upsetting result, and I would have loved to get something from the game, but we have to move on. We have to move on and look forward.
Okay, so you said, obviously, dropping points against Chelsea, Sunderland. Is this not a worrying trend?
Yeah.
You know, is this not a reoccurring theme that, obviously, we get ourselves in front, we get excited, and then we go on a run of games, dropping points, and maybe in situations we shouldn't? Listen,
I made the point on the watch-along that, for me, it is concerning that...
How concerning?
A little bit. It's still early days, but it's concerning because of the fact that we're saying this season that we're going to act like a Premier League title-winning team.
Are we?
I think we are so far. I think so. We've had an amazing start, and that's why we're top of the league, and that's why Man City aren't top of the league, or Liverpool, or anyone else. But when you win the Premier League, ultimately, going away to other top teams, I feel you need to take points away in those situations, particularly when those teams are in and around you in the league table, which Villa are, Chelsea are, Sunderland are in the top six as well. I felt like it was a little bit of a missed opportunity to potentially extend the gap. But in saying that, I can also acknowledge that despite the fact that we have had a couple of draws and a loss, and that we haven't able to take 3 points away from one of those teams, we still sit top of the league, and it's early days, and we can absolutely regain a points advantage at the top of the Premier League, you know, in the second half of the season.
So you said, obviously, you were thoroughly frustrated after the result of the watch-along, and then you took a minute and you sort of calmed yourself down. What's the thought process, and what was it that you thought about to sort of calm you down and take the sting out of it?
Because I looked at the league table. 15 games played, 10 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. And it's bloody good. I'm not going to lie, it's really good. And a lot of Arsenal fans, you know, when we first looked at the initial fixtures and we're like, oh my God, we have a difficult start. Or not even looking at this point, but just the first half of the first half that we've played. Really difficult. And the fact that we've managed to come out of it, we've had ups and downs this season, and we're still top of the league. The teams, you know, City, Chelsea, they're chasing us. And let them.
Talk to me about the game today.
Yeah, I mean, I think Villa started well. I think we didn't really get into the game in the first half, really. I think really it should have been 0-0 going into half-time. I think that would have been fair. But Villa took advantage of a moment where ultimately we slipped up defensively and it cost us big time. But the second half, I mean, I said on the watch-along I didn't think Arteta was going to make half-time changes. Major credit to him because he did, and it was needed in that moment. Whether they were the right changes or not, I mean, Trossard for sure, I mean, I'm really happy he brought him on. Obviously, he got the equaliser. Gyökeres, there's a lot of talk about Gyökeres. Was he the right signing? He hasn't really got going yet, I don't feel, but it's because he's maybe also been a bit unlucky with some injuries. Marino has been filling in incredibly up top. There's no other way to say it.
He wasn't incredible today, though.
He wasn't, but I think every player is allowed to have an off game. Let's be honest, he's a human being, and the way that he has been performing almost allows for that kind of performance to be slightly more acceptable. But yeah, it's the conceding in the last minute for me. It's frustrating, and I said as well on the watch along that the Arsenal of last season we didn't really concede those last minute goals, and we were so good defensively that ultimately we probably could hold a lead from the first half or even at half time. We could just see out a game. Yes, we've got Gabriel and Saliba missing, but I'm sorry. The back four we had today was good enough. It was strong. Timber, Calafiori, Hincapié, and Ben White are no mugs. Like, let's be honest, top defenders.
So is that not, obviously, the whole entire month of October, we didn't concede a single goal, and then we're going to ship 2 in one game?
Yeah, I mean, we've started conceding a couple of goals now.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, and it's showing that there are weaknesses. I think it's obvious that Gabriel and Saliba are part of the glue that holds the team together. You don't have to be a genius to acknowledge that 2 of our best players, when they're out, we miss some quality and some maybe composure. But I like Hincapié. I think that the last goal, the winning goal, someone has to deal with it. Let's be honest, it's poor. Someone has to deal with it, clear it, get out. There were enough of them that were in and around it. It was a moment of madness. You absolutely have to credit Aston Villa because they played right until the final whistle, and I think that shows some of their mentality. But yeah, it's a disappointing result. Marty, we've got to move on, and we've got to see past this because it's a long season, and we have to still hold our heads up, I think.
Okay, so you talk about moving on. We've got Club Bruges on Wednesday evening, followed by Wolves next Saturday with an 8 o'clock kickoff. Where do you see us going from here?
Hopefully back to winning ways. I think the team will be incredibly frustrated by this game. You could see, I think there'll be motivation because they'll be so annoyed. Wolves is a great opportunity to get ourselves back to winning ways, as well as obviously Bruges. It's not going to be an easy game. I don't think any Champions League game is, but I think it's a chance for us to show that this little blip is not going to affect us in the long run, and I don't see any reason why it should. Just because we lose a game of football, doesn't mean that it's just going to suddenly snowball affect our entire season and we're just going to start losing games left, right and centre. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this team this season has showed that. We've lost to Liverpool at Anfield and to Villa away in 1 goal margin deficits. You can't really complain about it. You can't. I think we've started the season very well.
Cool. Well, listen, you've been an absolute superstar. Something that will cheer you up is there's a new show coming out tomorrow, so you can get involved with that and watch that. Ella,
I'll be watching.
You've been an absolute superstar. Thank you very much. Please check out all of AFTV's other content. Arsenal, unfortunately, losing today. Marty from AFTV signing out.